Just when I thought I was out, you pulled me back in. Well, yeah, a lot of people, a lot of questions. So yeah, I'm going to address yesterday what took place in downtown New York, and I'm going to expand upon it a little bit as well. And we're going to go in a couple different directions here. First and foremost, okay, there's this thing that's called prosecutorial discretion. If you remember, the Obama administration actually talked about that in terms of not following or not enforcing the rule of law when it came to immigration and some of the things that they were doing at a point in time. The job of a district attorney, they got all of their other attorneys working for them, prosecutors there, and they have a lot of power. Like it's saying here in the United States, you can prosecute, you can indict a ham sandwich. It is to rein those younger prosecutors in. Now, this case here with Donald Trump, I looked at the indictment. A lot of juice to it, but there's fails to really state any crime. Andrew McCarthy did a really extensive piece on just how ridiculous this entire thing is. And Andrew McCarthy writes for National Review. And as you know, National Review has never been a fan of Donald Trump ever when it comes to this. The 34 counts that Bragg put forward are arrived at, and this is Andrew McCarthy, by taking what is a single course of conduct and slicing it into parts, each one of which is charged as a separate felony, carrying its own potential for 4-year prison terms. And again, you go through this and you look at the money moving here and the money moving there. The irony as well, that Stormy Daniels was ordered yesterday to give money to Donald Trump for, I forget what case that was. I think it was out in California, if I'm not mistaken. Again, it's a lot of ugly stuff that's going on. And I said this a couple weeks ago, man, I really feel bad for Melania. I really do. I really do. And interesting enough, she didn't appear last night at that rally that they had at Mar-a-Lago. Again, you've got various different pundits out there talking about how this is purely political. It's purely political. No shit, Sherlock. Of course it's purely political. But again, I want to jog everyone's memory. Was going after Bill Clinton for the Lewinsky scandal and the impeachment of Bill Clinton. That was about keeping the country together. No, it was purely political. and you know, the funny thing is, after the fact, you had all of these members of Congress that were, high and mighty going after Bill Clinton and wanting to impeach him. Henry Hyde, who was the Republican chair of the House Judiciary Committee, had an affair while he was in office as a state legislator. Bob Livingston was expected to become the Speaker of the House. Again, Livingston resigned because he had an affair. And again, he, told Clinton to resign. Bob Barr had an affair while he was married. Dan Burton. Hey, while Newt Gingrich was going after this thing, he was cheating on his wife with now his current wife. Stephen LaTourette voted to impeach Bill Clinton for the Lewinsky scandal while he was having a long-term affair with his chief of staff. Helen Chenoweth Haig, Idaho, had an affair with the rancher. Do anybody go to Sunday school? Anybody ever go to Sunday school at all? He without sin cast the first stone? Again, I believe that one should try their best in life to take the moral high ground when it comes to situations like this. But we all know well and good what we were getting into with Donald Trump before he was elected. I mean, come on. Already, I don't know how many wives he's had. The stories from the past, for crying out loud. I'm sitting at the University of Maryland with my son at the time. He was at a prospect day, recruiting day, University of Maryland, and that was when the story broke when Donald Trump was, the tape of him grab him by the. And I'm saying to myself, "You've got to be kidding me!" And I thought for sure, being honest with you, I didn't think he was going to survive that. But again, I'm getting old. I remember there was a picture of a woman sitting on Gary Hart's lap. Remember that? What was the name of that boat? I don't know. I can't remember off the top of my head. But anyway, Monkey Business, is that it? I had to look it up. Anyway, that wrecked him. What am I getting at here? Yeah, it's politics, and we're at each other's throats for what? For what? It's this cycle of of revenge that we have to go through with all of these things, and again, we're dealing with it because these Again, this is how, I guess, politics, this is how business is done in Washington, D.C. But again, it goes back to the fact that that's our fault. Some of the questions that I'm getting in regards to this, what this means for the 2024 election. And again, I'm going to be upfront and honest. And again, not a member of the Republican Party, not a member of the Democratic Party. I'm not. But when I see in downtown New York, I see Marjorie Taylor Greene and George Santos, the guy's entire resume, everything that everything, I don't even know if his name is real, that he ran on. He ended up winning, becoming a Republican congressman, was a lie. And he and Marjorie Taylor Greene, who is, I'm sorry, in my opinion, pretty much certifiable, they're leading the charge in downtown New York. If you think that this is the crop of characters that is going to bring the party forward, I'm sorry. You're wrong. Oh, I know. Oh, yeah, we had a rally there at Mar-a-Lago, and look who was there, and Carrie Lake was there. You're going to lose. And I'm going to quote Donald Trump, going to lose bigly. Again, I go back to William Buckley, and again, I don't want to sound like any sort of snob or anything like that, but you want to pride yourself. Yes, you do. You want to be the party of the working man, the working class, but you also want to be the party of intelligence. You want to be the party that again wants to use logic and reason to push one's agenda forward. And, I look at some of these ridiculous statements put out by some of these politicians to get the people going. And again, I go back to Dean Wormer from the movie Animal House. Fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life. Have a great day. WatchDog on WallStreet.com.